The palace gates were quiet this morning. The Spanish flag waved gently in the wind. Everything looked ordinary. But then, the announcement came. Spain is celebrating. Princess Leonor's wedding is official. This is not a rumor. This is not speculation. This is the moment Spain has been waiting for. And what makes it even more shocking? The details are finally here. The date, the venue, the guest list, revealed. Imagine the scene inside Zarzuela Palace. The royal household in motion, press releases prepared, phones ringing. The king and queen approving the final wording of the statement. And Leonor, calm, radiant, standing at the heart of it all. Spain has watched her grow up. From the little girl who held her father's hand at his coronation, to the young woman in uniform, trained and ready for duty. And now, she takes her next step, marriage. The official statement confirmed what royal watchers suspected for months. The ceremony will be a state occasion, combining tradition with Leonor's personal touch. It will take place at Madrid's Almudena Cathedral, the same place where King Felipe and Queen Letizia were married 2 decades ago. The symbolism is undeniable. But here's where the story deepens. Sources inside the palace reveal that Leonor personally approved every detail of the event. The floral arrangements, the music, even the seating plan, all carefully designed to reflect a modern monarchy. And then there is the guest list. This will be one of the most significant royal gatherings in Europe in years. Kings, queens, princes, princesses, from Denmark to the UK, from Belgium to Norway, all expected to attend. Even international dignitaries beyond Europe have been invited, signaling Spain's diplomatic priorities. But perhaps the most emotional detail: the role of Princess Sofia. Leonor's younger sister will serve as her maid of honor, standing by her side as she takes her vows. Royal insiders say the sisters have been inseparable during preparations, often laughing together late into the night, finalizing plans. The Spanish public has already begun reacting. Social media is flooded with congratulations. Television channels have gone into full royal coverage mode. In Madrid, crowds are gathering near the palace, waving flags, singing, and shouting Leonor's name. This is not just a wedding. This is a moment of national pride. A unifying event at a time when Spain needs a symbol of stability and hope. And yet, behind the scenes, the pressure is enormous. Leonor knows that this wedding is more than personal happiness. It is a constitutional milestone. Her choice of partner, her ceremony, her image, all will define the next era of the Spanish monarchy. The dress is one of the most closely guarded secrets in Europe right now. Designers from Spain and beyond were invited to submit proposals. But insiders say Leonor has chosen a Spanish couturier, staying true to her roots and showcasing Spanish craftsmanship to the world. The gown is rumored to combine classic royal elegance with a modern silhouette, a balance of tradition and individuality. And what about the groom? The palace announcement described him as a person who shares Princess Leonor's values, her sense of duty, and her love for Spain. Royal watchers note that this wording is deliberate, a way to assure the public that Leonor's choice strengthens the crown's image. Speculation continues about their love story. Some say they met quietly years ago, keeping their relationship private until Leonor finished her military training. Others claim that their engagement was agreed upon months ago, but the family chose to wait for the right moment to share the news. Now, with the announcement official, the next weeks will be filled with preparations. Security measures will be tightened around Madrid. Rehearsals will take place for the carriage procession that will carry Leonor and her groom through the city streets. Television crews from around the world will arrive to cover what many are calling the royal event of the decade. But one of the most touching moments is expected after the ceremony. When Leonor and her new husband step out onto the balcony of the royal palace. Just like her parents did on their wedding day. Just like generations of Spanish monarchs before her. The emotional weight of that moment cannot be overstated. For many Spaniards, Leonor represents a new generation. One that blends tradition with progress, duty with personal happiness. And yet, as joyful as this announcement is, there are still questions. How will this marriage shape Leonor's reign? Will it bring new alliances for Spain on the world stage? Will it set the tone for a monarchy that is young, modern, and ready to lead? Tonight, Spain is celebrating. Families gather around televisions. People talk about the details in cafes, in plazas, on trains and buses. This wedding is not just for the elite, it is for every Spaniard who sees in Leonor a reflection of their country's future. As the sun sets over Madrid, preparations continue late into the night. Florists, tailors, security teams, all working with military precision to ensure that this event is flawless. And somewhere in the palace, Leonor herself is likely reviewing the plans one last time. She has always been known for her attention to detail, her commitment to doing things right. And now, she will do so for the most important day of her life. When that day arrives, the world will watch. The music will play, the cathedral bells will ring, and Leonor will walk down the aisle not just as a princess, but as the future Queen of Spain. Her wedding day will not simply mark a personal milestone. It will be the day Spain sees its monarchy renewed, its future secured, and its next chapter written before millions of eyes. And when the ceremony is over, when the celebrations are complete, Spain will look to Leonor not just as a bride, but as the living embodiment of duty, tradition, and hope. Because this wedding is not just about love. It is about legacy. And Leonor is ready to carry it forward.